We're going to look today at warehousing, and warehousing is important because it takes up room in a facility. So looking at this is a kind of a layout of the general areas in a warehouse. They start with receiving. Oh wait, I want to talk about the mission, is effectively ship products in any configuration to the next step in the supply chain without damaging or altering the product's basic form. So the concept here is that you are not necessarily adding value to the product by changing it. That would be done in a manufacturing facility, but this is just a matter of handling it and sorting it. So first of all, things come in through receiving into a warehouse, and some functions happen to them there, like checking them and making sure that they're the right items. Then they're moved to, the staging area, where they are sorted or laid out and just so that they could be put away. And it's just really a temporary place where you can save the items for the put away, which happens in the next step, which is you go into reserve storage. Now, reserve storage is the place in the warehouse that's usually the biggest area, and it's the place where you keep items until they're ready to be shipped out, or they're ready to be processed to be shipped out. And it's usually racks and racks of items and stored in some sort of organized fashion. Then the next area is a pick and pack area, and this area is where the most labor in the facility is used. It's usually where an order comes through and you need to fill that order. So you grab different items, put them into a box, and move them off to the next step. So oftentimes we take stuff from the reserve storage, put it in pick and pack, and then during the pick and pack place, it is then put into an order. Pick and pack, another word for it is a supermarket. Some places like Parker calls it a supermarket. I think it's also a lean manufacturing term. From there, it often goes back to staging, and could be the same staging area or a separate staging area in order to move on to shipping. And then in the shipping area, it is packaged and ready to be sent out the door. So let's look a little bit at this. There's going to be 6 steps for a more efficient warehouse, and we're going to go through those in a little bit of detail, but one of them has to do with cross-docking. So whenever you can actually skip one of these steps, like if you can go from receiving straight to pick and pack, you've skipped some handling. If you can go from receiving to reserve storage and don't have to stage it, you've actually saved something. So the most efficient way, or the ideal way, is to go from receiving to shipping and then out the door, if you can skip all of these areas. Now you can see why that might not happen in all facilities, but there are many facilities that try to do cross-docking. So in the shipping area, what we do is we look for an advanced shipping notice, which is some notification that items are coming. And then the truckers are assigned to a dock door. They secure the vehicle, unload the vehicle, and inspect. So those are the things that happen in a shipping area. In a staging area, we also might inspect, unitize, maybe put them into a tote or make them into a pallet, and then we sort them. In reserve storage, you're concerned about the methods of storage and space utilization and security. So there might be some areas that you want to have limited access to. In the pick and pack area, that's where orders are generated, items are picked from inventory and placed into shipping containers, whether it's a box or a tote, but those are for a specific order. And then in the shipping area, you have packaging and then the shipping documents, the stickers or the items that go in there to tell them what's coming out. And that's pretty much the functions of a warehouse. Now what I'm going to do now is I'm going to go through these very quickly, just mostly so you have the slides. But in class, we're going to go through all of these 4 opportunities for a warehouse, 10 receiving principles, 6 shipping principles, 6 shipping and space planning, dock locations, etc. So these are the items associated with the warehouse opportunity that we're going to be talking about. These are the opportunities. These are just pictures. I'm not really this is a mezzanine, space utilization. Talk a little bit about Walmart, receiving principles. Just going to go through these pretty quick. Each of these we're going to talk about in class in pretty extensive order. One thing I do want to show you is this, which is a picture of what's known as a fishbone warehouse. So oftentimes warehouses are organized in sort of a grid. And in this case, they've actually done some modeling to say that it's quicker if you have an aisle that is going diagonally and the grids are sort of more like a fishbone. I'm just showing you this because it's kind of important whenever you're doing any kind of design to really look at, what are sort of out of the box ways of thinking about things. And this warehouse design actually has been proven. It's been implemented several different times in different facilities.